Good morning and welcome to the Northern Territory in the Black Indigenous Business Resilience Program. Today is all about putting a spotlight on the deadly Northern Territory Indigenous businesses, and I'm really excited today for our special guest who's going to come on and talk about the really deadly stuff he's doing in the world of digital advancement for mob. But let me start first by acknowledging the traditional custodians on the land upon which we are meeting and talking today. I'm currently on Gimoi Wallaburri Yidinji country in Cairns, far north Queensland, but I acknowledge all First Nations people, our elders, past, present, emerging, and extend my respects to you, your family, and wherever you are listening in today. But today, like I said, it's all about the deadly work that our Indigenous businesses are doing in the Northern Territory. And as part of that today, we really welcome Jason Davis. Jason is the founder and CEO of Waanyi, also trading as HoldAccess, and is doing some incredible stuff in the Northern Territory at the moment, or for a long time, Jason. So welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Juliana.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invitation.
So tell us a bit about yourself first, Jason. Tell us a bit about you.
Yeah. Well, before I start, I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners in the land I'm actually occupying, and the Larrakia Nation, and the elders as well. I'm Aboriginal. I'm from North Western Queensland, and I'm born into the country, the Kalkadoon Nation, which is actually my cultural heritage. I'm also connected to the Eastern Aranda and the Waanyi people of the Gulf of Carpentaria. Do you want to know a little bit about my career history?
Yeah, it's up to you. This is all about you, Jason, all about your business. So, share away.
So I've been working in Indigenous affairs for more than 25 years now, and during that time I've worked across as in native title and program evaluation, regional management with regional communities and health, and I've also done a lot of senior policy work. So a lot of policy development, a lot of policy implementation, and work front line in the communities. I'm a criminologist. I hold a degree in university and a master's in public health and other certificates and qualifications as well. Yeah.
Gee, deadly, brother. What an interesting career, where you've come from and what you're doing now. So tell us about your business. Tell us what you're doing, because it just sounds so interesting what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. It's exciting. It's a really exciting space I'm in, and I'm really, really pumped about doing it. It's been something that I've had in my mind and been experiencing all of my life. I've actually worked with a lot of people, consumers and community people and government who have actually got having problems trying to solve this particular space, and we just keep on going through the same process of recycling old ways of doing things and expecting they're going to work. So I've actually gone out on my own and I've innovated this particular space. People believe that some of the officials think that Indigenous people don't know about digital access or technology, and we don't use the internet, especially people in remote communities and regional communities. It's not true at all. Our mob are Facebook fanatics, and like they say, it's you can hear about a message from someone somewhere on the other side of Australia faster than a bloody fax machine.
That's right. Yeah.
So it still applies today. Yeah. So I've gone out to address the way people access identification.
Yep.
Believe me, there are people living around Australia who have to buy birth certificates every year.
Yes.
Year on year, who are on low income, who require work, employment, and people who don't have verified documents, certificates, and all these other things that they need to move to the next phase of life. All this creates disparity and disempowers people from self-determination. So I've solved that problem in the space I operate, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited to get it out there and to help our mob and others to diversify and feel the tsunami of inclusion.
Yeah. That is so deadly because, I worked in social services for years, including being in business, and ID was one of the biggest issues that we had for mob, because, for whatever reason, they had ID but then didn't have ID, and then you're always tracking. So having a digital platform which holds their ID is such an amazing, it's actually, it's about building their, not just their economic, opportunity, but the personal opportunity. And this is one of the setbacks that we have. So what a great idea.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah,
so
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so tell me, give us an example. So let's make it a personal example. If I'm, a person who wanted to access what you have, how would that happen?
So normally what happens, and from our market research, we've spent 2 years on prototyping, testing, validating, researching. I mean, you have to do all these things to be credible these days.
Absolutely.
So I went through the process of doing that in the last 2 years, and I actually found that when people share their information, they often in the particular bracket that I'm addressing, which is low economic backgrounds, people who are constantly moving from job to job, they often don't hold on to their emails, and they're constantly getting new emails and new emails on top of new emails. So when you're doing that, you're actually losing documents and correspondence. When that happens, it's difficult to share information when you actually don't hold it. So we understand that if you need to access your information, you need it instantly. You need to engage it. You need to know where it is, and it needs to be mobilized. And that means accessible anywhere, wherever you are, instantly. And we get that information in the fastest way possible. We're all about the internet. So people where we're living in remote communities or regional areas or traveling from place to place for work, like remote workforce, they can have their information on them wherever they are and at their fingertips as well. We call it the Digi Wallet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
it's deadly.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's our take on the message stick. So it's an ID message stick, and the message stick that carries your information everywhere you go at your control. So third parties aren't controlling information; it's you controlling your own information.
And that really actually builds on that messaging about us being in control of our own data sovereignty. You may have heard that around, being in control of our own, information, our own personal information. So that really resonates with me with what you're doing, with people being in control of their own information, so that's really deadly. Absolutely,
Julianne. Throughout the research I've done and throughout my own qualifications, I realised that self-determination was a human right. It is a human right, and if we don't have control of our capabilities to make informed choices, then we're unable to self-determine.
Yes.
And if someone else, some other organisation or service or a third party holds onto our information on our behalf, we don't have self-determination. No. We're third party to ourselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is problematic, and this is happening. This is happening everywhere we go. This is happening with places where people don't have USBs, or they don't have control of devices with emailing or storage devices, and they carry around a paper-based birth certificate or resume. I mean, this is this has been outdated since the early 90s. So, but there are a lot of people, including non-Indigenous people, who do this,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they're at risk, and they're at risk of opportunities, they're at risk of disparity. So many problematic issues. So yeah, so I'm it was something that I held onto for a long time, but it's now time to really give this a shot.
No, that's fantastic. And if you've just tuned in, you're listening to us. We're talking to Jason Davis, CEO, founder of Waanyi, trading as HoldAccess. Now, I was just having a look on your website, actually, and your HoldAccess website, and it says, if information is power, why don't we hold it? And I love that. I absolutely love that. Hold information and share it instantly so you're always ready. So HoldAccess, the other day I actually did a talk on digital disruption and disruptive technology. And, what you're doing, we were having a bit of a yarn before, is disruptive technology. So tell us, so it is a digital platform. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so information is power in many ways, and it's an old term that was used, decades ago. In fact, one of the things that's old is the 500-year-old resumes.
Yes.
That was created by Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
And we've disrupted that now. So we've disrupted that technology with digital technology that innovates the resume process as well. So people hold and control their resumes and they're updated live without even having to do much with it. So that's power, having access to that information. It opens the doors for opportunities. Information is power is I guess Aboriginality. When we're thinking about the flag, the symbol of the Aboriginal flag, and what we're going through at the moment in these contemporary issues with the rights to use the flag. This a lot of communication that's been out there in Australia and around the world about trying to access the flag to identify. This is a very serious and problematic area that we're in at the moment, because people are dependent on a symbol, and the symbol doesn't give you your actual cultural heritage. It doesn't give you your dreaming, your songlines, your central dreaming, your skin names and your skin group, or your ancestors, your epical ancestors. It doesn't give you any of that. So we're approaching this process by actually bringing the ID message stick to life as a technical as a digital technology wallet that actually improves your ability to identify and carry your Aboriginality everywhere you go, with all the problems, with the inconsistencies of how many ways you've got to identify, and not all of them give you access. I'll share you a story, Juliette. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much.
It's all about you.
It's an area to be in. So I'll share you a story. My brother, in fact, he went to access actually, I try not to say where it is. He tried to access some information, and it was critical information to build his business. And the organisation said, the organisation asked him for his Aboriginality. He provided proof in 2 different documents, and they said, we can't use this. And he's like, well, you're kidding me? Why not? What's going wrong? I've used this all the time. And they said, well, this is expired. And he said, so you're telling me I woke up this morning and I wasn't Aboriginal? And so, I actually, it happened to me. The same thing happened to me. And this is a constant problem for scholarships, for the Indigenous Procurement Policy, where we've actually seen huge fines in regard to identity fraud relating to the Indigenous Procurement Policy, as well as mainstream identification fraud, and it's costing companies and businesses a hell of a lot to solve this problem. And we're bringing this to the organisations, to companies and enterprises, and saying, look, there are other ways of doing it that are simpler, creates greater inclusion, it builds your company culture, and it diversifies. So it's information is power. So these are just some of the ways we solve that problem. But we've used many ways of
So individuals can contact you, but organisations and businesses can contact you to learn more about this as well, to actually gain access to this with your company.
Yeah, we're contactable via email and via phone, and we're at the stage of getting ready to actually formalise our whole partnerships in Australia with labour hire companies and RTOs, in employers, so that we can actually integrate into their systems.
Fantastic. So if you're wanting to get in contact with Jason, you can via the website, which you'll see on the screen. Also, you can get in contact via email, which is info@wuna.com.au or ceo@wuna.com. So, fantastic, David. It's really exciting to hear. Like I said, I've had years of going through what you're talking with anybody, actually. It actually is not a Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander issue. It's actually a global issue, it's actually an anybody issue, which you are solving, which is really deadly, and really excited to hear what you're doing and that you are pushing the boundaries. The other thing you're showing is that us as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, we have digital ability. We can actually be disruptive as ourselves with digital technology, because we understand what is happening. We understand the circumstances and what our mob go through, and you're providing a real opportunity for that. So good on you, brother. It's so good to hear what you're doing. But before we finish, is there anything else you would like to add?
So I left out that we are also solving a space for PBCs, traditional owner groups, PBCs who to actually hold on to their membership better and to negotiate better for employment opportunities and ILUAs. So we're actually we've provided software to actually improve that space as well for memberships to get better engagement with their PBCs. I'd be interested if to actually put out there that we would take an offer to get free access to the first 100 people who can actually contact us from the Northern Territory, where we are at the moment. And so if there's people who are interested in getting access to the information and holding it, we can help you to hold that information better as we get closer towards our official launch. But we are at the stage of getting really close to that, and we're very excited, and we're very excited to get our mob with their ID message stick and to continue the culture and heritage and to keep growing it with or without the flag.
Yeah, but that's fantastic. What an offer. So getting quick, the first 100 Northern Territory people, mob, if you want access of what you've heard. If you're still a little bit unsure, reach out, I'm sure Bala Jason would be happy for you to reach out and ask questions. The thing is, sometimes as mob, we sit down quiet if we don't understand. But reach out, this is such an important message, and here's a real opportunity, to have a Digi wallet, love it. Digi wallet, ID message stick, love it. And information is power. Education is power for us, and what you provide is also such a powerful thing. So Jason, thank you so much. Like I said, we're talking to Jason Davis, CEO and founder of Waanyi, trading as HoldAccess. And if you would like to contact Jason, you can contact via his website, www.holdaccess.com, but also send an email as well. Any form of contact if you're interested. But, you know, we're coming to the end of our program this morning. We really thank you, Jason. It was really enlightening, actually. It actually warms me and gives me so much excitement for our Indigenous business sector that we are doing so many deadly things. And the importance is getting the message out there of what you're doing and how people can come on board to support, you know, what you're doing and also be a part of it. So, you know, it also, and the other thing, like your last thing was, you were saying that PBCs, traditional owner groups, you know, there is some real digital opportunity for you here around collecting all of this information. So whether it's just for one, we're an individual person, or whether you're a business, whether you're an organisation, doesn't matter. This is a real solution to a real problem that yous are doing, Jason. So too deadly, my brother, too deadly.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, sis.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it and your time today. Time I know is precious.
Yes.
But thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, please call anyone, and if you want to know any more information with your community control, NGO, an employer, a contractor, a tenderer, anything at all, individuals,
Yes.
I'm open for a chat.
Yeah. And if you're watching this via Facebook and you would like to know more information, just comment deadly in the comment below. And if you're watching this via YouTube, just click on the link as well, and one of our team will be in contact with you. If you also would like us to help connect you to Jason, just send us a message as well via any of our social media platforms, and we can put you in direct contact. But let us finish where we started by paying respects to all of our Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander people, our ancestors, our elders, our community, and all of our families. Thank you so much for listening today, and thank you again to our brother Jason for coming on. Too deadly.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.